Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience. World Local News, 80% news, 20% bullshit. You've got questions? So do we. Like my grandmother always says, don't knock it till you try it 8 times. I'm not wearing pants. World Local News. Everything is fucked. Let's get on with the show. You can just feel the fun that we had there. That was, I mean, it's.
I have fun every time I hear it.
Yeah, it's worth a minute. If you don't at least smile during that intro in that 1 minute, something's up. You need to go get checked or something like that because something's going on in your life and they need to figure it out. That's
Absolutely. I mean, you listen to that song and your day instantly gets better.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
Forget pharmaceuticals. Like that's your upper.
Yeah, World Local
You know what
News
I mean?
intro song.
That's your antidepressant right there.
Get addicted to us.
I can't think of a better addiction. And guess what? We're back.
We are. Episode number 2.
Now, at this point, episode 1 hasn't launched yet. But in spite of that, we are here and we're bringing you episode 2 live again. I mean, I think the attendance numbers for the first live stream were through the roof.
We had one person join us on the live stream.
Again, a small roof. And it takes only one to break that roof. So that's through the roof. I think the thing that everyone needs to know about this show is that
I just went to check the number because I thought it said 9 people. It was just 0. My eyesight was at 0. So okay.
Well, sometimes people people like to be fashionably late.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a get there early. I'm gonna get there early guy.
I'm gonna get there late guy. I want things to be going on, so I just go to the party and I find my pocket. I start going into different groups and seeing what feels the best.
So I've gravitated more towards that as I get a little bit older. But I used to be the guy who would show up in the first wave of people. And just to make the party host feel good, like, no one's gonna come.
That's good.
But like Greg's gonna be there. But as I get a little bit older, the more I realize that I want to be a little bit choosier with who I spend my time with. So, coming maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes late, and then picking the pockets of people that I want to spend my time with. I mean, that's the move.
Yeah,
that's the move.
Speaking of spending your time with people, for the later part of my life, I've been spending a lot of time with white people, and I got to tell you, I'm upset with every single white person I've ever met in my life.
Bring it on.
Any person that I've ever talked to more than 10 minutes, if I've known you for more than 10 minutes, I'm upset with you because none of you motherfuckers put me onto Fleetwood Mac.
Wow.
Yeah. Nobody said, "Yo, check out Fleetwood Mac's greatest hits." I had to figure it out from this Mexican dude on a longboard.
Now remind me that gentleman's Instagram handle name if you can. If you don't remember, I'm happy to bring it up.
I think it's Dogface248.
Well, you're correct that the bulk is Dogface, but let's not forget that it's at 420 Dogface208.
Oh.
Now, I think we all know what 420 means.
What does 208 mean?
Well, 208 is either a
area code.
It's probably his area code.
Yeah.
So Dogface is blowing up the internet right now.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, guys, this might be the turning point for 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. The vibe of the video. It's a Mexican dude on a longboard, and he's just cruising, and Fleetwood Mac's Dreams are playing. And we'll put this up on the post video. So we'll see if we can put it in the episode.
We're gonna pull it up and watch it right now, so you can watch along with us. But this guy is just vibing out. I mean, he's got what looks like to be a gallon bottle of ocean sprayed cranberry. I'm gonna stop the video for a second. Now, is the ocean spray bottle is that badass?
I think so.
Or-
I'm assuming there's booze in there. He skipped the middleman.
Okay.
Here's another thing.
A road soda.
Is that the lid is not on. He has a camera in one hand. So the lid
he
is
has
in his
no
pocket.
regards
Yeah.
for safety whatsoever.
The lid is in his pocket.
He's got one hand with the phone and he's filming, skating on a highway. He like carefully looks getting off the sidewalk and into the sideway. And so, all right, so that's danger number one.
Yep.
Like you probably shouldn't be filming yourself on a highway, right?
Yeah.
Now, number two, no cap on the drink.
No,
I mean,
bro.
he is living with no rules.
Because
there are no rules.
If I'm longboarding with a drink, I'm gonna keep the lid on most of the time and then take it off when I take a quick sip.
When you need a sip.
And then put it back on.
When you need to access it.
This guy's, I don't even know when he puts a lid on, really. Like,
I think that in combination with the feathers tattooed on the back of his head. I mean, he's just a feel good character. All right, so
he has his own orbit, and I bet you, here's what I'm gonna bet, is that he doesn't put the cranberry juice in the fridge with the lid on. It's lid off, and he never knocks it down.
Wow.
You ever try to put something in the fridge with no lid? You're like, I'm gonna come get this later, and then somebody comes and like, or you knock it over. Have you ever done that? I've done that. I'm stupid like that.
I don't know that I have, but I understand the phenomenon.
I feel alone.
Like
yeah.
if you
it's okay.
it
Though.
depends.
It's okay.
I think it depends where you are.
If any world local newsites out there, any world local
newsians.
yeah. If any of you have done that, where you put something in without like a cup in there, I know it's not smart. It sounds stupid now that I'm thinking about it. I'm saying it out loud.
Okay, so I've done it with like a smoothie.
And you knocked over the smoothie.
Like you're saying, like taking someone else's smoothie.
No, like you knock it over.
Oh! I
Not
thought
like
you were
it.
saying, dude, my mind is in the gutter right now because I'm thinking you're talking about like stealing someone else's drink.
You went. That was
like like you knock over a bank.
Yeah, you went Italian with it. He's
Yeah. I threw on the tank top tee and tucked it into my pants.
So feather on the head.
I mean, so this guy. We're going to keep watching the video here because it's just a feel-good video. So he's skating on the highway at this point.
Takes a swig of cranberry juice.
Listening to Fleetwood Mac's Dreams. We don't know if this is just a random TikTok until he starts mouthing the lyrics.
And drops down low with it, too, with some steez.
I mean, Fleetwood Mac, it's the song Dreams it's hard not to feel that one.
Yeah.
That one hits you in your soul.
Yeah, dude. So this morning I was like, let me listen to that song because it was in my head because of the video, and I put on.
Now hold on, I want to ask you a question, and I mean no offense, but I'd like to paint a visual picture. What were you wearing?
Oh, I was wearing the same thing except no, it wasn't the same thing. The shirt was green. I had a green shirt on, and I was making some breakfast, and I was playing the song. I was like, this shit is dope. Next thing you know, I noticed I'm 7 songs deep into the Fleetwood Mac greatest hits. Wow. And I was like, damn. Then I was like, you're telling me I've been hanging around white people all this fucking time and different kinds of white people, and nobody said, yo, you should check out Fleetwood Mac. And that's just, I don't know. I don't know if that's racist or what that is, but there's something there. No, you guys, I thought you guys had my back.
I mean, it's interesting to think. So
did you know about Fleetwood Mac?
I mean, I know about Fleetwood Mac, but here's the thing. I mean,
I didn't even tell me about it.
Hey, listen, if you're going to be disappointed at all white people, be disappointed at all white people. I'm in there. I'm in the mix.
But I'm more disappointed for the Fleetwood Mac.
So
not everything else going on in the world.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So I don't rush to play a Fleetwood Mac CD. So we totally aware of them growing up. It was listened to, but it was never like core to my being. So I'm not going to go dance like I'm at Bonnaroo listening to Fleetwood Mac.
No, your type of white person leans more towards like urban hip hoppy. You're from Philly,
we'll take it.
So you you got a little bit of
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder. Like, I'm not invited to the white people meetings.
Do you guys have meetings too? We have meetings too.
I think we can all agree every race, sends a representative, and these are the Perlmans from Philadelphia and the Perlmans from Kansas, and they all meet.
I think all white people meetings is just walking into Panera Bread.
Yeah.
You just walk
shopping
in
at
there,
Target.
You're shopping at, that's a white people
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, for sure.
What's another white people? Oh, dude, I saw 2 white
Walmart.
girls. White. That's a different type of white person. But once again, that's a white people
They're going to
meeting.
send a representative.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I saw 2 white girls trade Birkenstocks the other day at the end of a party. Like it was a soccer game, like a soccer jersey or some shit. It was weird. I was like, damn, I never seen.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this just to show you the levels of whiteness that I'm at these days. You know, I'm
You're,
watching. Yeah.
you've seen you're seeing the nuance. You're seeing the nuance.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I saw 2. I would assume high school or early age college women walking the other day, and they were walking in TikTok dances.
Oh shit.
They were doing like
Yeah.
that little arm to the side movement and like, yay.
Yeah.
And they weren't filming unless like someone was like, deep in the bushes filming these young women.
They were just walking like that.
They were just walking in TikTok dance.
Maybe they were practicing. I feel like
So in equal parts where I think Fleetwood Mac, Dogface, Feather Tattoo Man might be, a turn of events, TikTok walkers might be the sign of the apocalypse.
okay, let's before we move on to that, are we done with Dogface? 420 Dogface 208?
I mean,
I just go check out the video, guys.
Go
It's
check
on
out the
Instagram.
video.
His Instagram handle.
I mean, if you want to see, a grown man experiencing joy at such a pure level,
Yeah.
that's what you want. And, please let us know what you think about the open cranberry juice bottle. Let me know if the tattoos on the back of his head are significant for some reason.
Yeah, read.
I mean, I feel like I saw that guy in the movie Training Day. I feel like he was one of the bad guys in Training Day.
Yeah.
And I really want to know his story. So 420 Dogface 208, if you're out there, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs. We'll get you on an episode. Like, we
we'd love
want to
to have you
know.
on.
We want to know your story. So everyone share out World Local News. Tag 420 Dogface 208. We'll get him on the network.
Yeah, and we said we weren't going to have that many guests to start out with, and we already want 420 Dogface 208.
I mean,
so.
it has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
I love that. So now, Greg, before we move on to the stories, I wanted to get your thoughts on TikTok, your honest to God thoughts, because you said it's the apocalypse. Now, I'm
Let's get into it.
yeah, I'm pro TikTok, and I want to hear yours first, but go ahead.
All right. I'll ask a clarifying question. Are you pro TikTok because you are a content creator?
No, because I actually, because of fear, I don't use TikTok as much as I should. And if it disappears, here's why I like TikTok, because it allows a whole generation of kids to like edit videos on the go at a high level. Like, it takes time.
Is it a high
do.
level though?
I mean,
I don't know. I've never used it.
So it takes time to do some of these skits and sketches, and then also when you go into TikTok, depending on the algorithm, you could learn a bunch of shit too, like more than Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, if you're anti-social media, that's one thing. But if you're on Instagram scrolling and just kind of liking things or whatever, it's hard to knock TikTok because it's way more entertaining than Instagram. Whereas like Instagram, you spend too much time there, you start to feel like, ugh, whatever.
Sure.
TikTok, you stay on long because you're like laughing, or you're genuinely entertained. You can learn shit. These kids are, a whole generation of kids editing videos on the fly and shit. It's actually pretty cool. A lot of people are learning shit about like, history that wasn't brought up in schools because of TikTok. So it's like, with anything comes the good and the bad.
Sure.
And I think TikTok, I read a headline the other day, didn't read the whole story. I read a headline that TikTok's here to stay. So Trump tried to ban it, and I don't know who bought it though.
I believe that Oracle and Walmart bought it.
Oh, geez.
I want to say. So, I think, all right, so we'll rewind the clock. That's interesting. I've never heard anyone express pros around TikTok as it relates to education.
Yep.
I've never seen a story about, yeah, go ahead.
Because I did the same thing. I was like, this shit is just dances and people are
Yeah,
copying
yeah,
each
yeah.
other. There's no creativity. And
Sure.
yes, there's the trends, but you can make them your own, but then you can also do your own shit. And it's like, it's kind of, it's super interesting.
It's a nuanced platform.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
So I've just never heard of that. So that's interesting. I always go, being around the world of education, I'm always a little skeptical like around social media
Education.
like social media being used to educate people.
Yeah.
So like
a lot of misinformation. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, a lot of misinformation. So, but you know, just like you can find facts on social media, you can also find misinformation. So I'm sure there are good channels for kids to get information. Like I think, not most people, but like if PBS Kids were putting out like educational shorts on TikTok, I'm pretty sure like they're not gonna be spreading misinformation. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would be like, no, they're pushing a socialist Marxist agenda, defund PBS.
Yeah.
But so be it. That's where we are. Okay. So you've seen the documentary Social Dilemma.
I have not.
Oh, you have not.
But I know the gist of it. That's the guys that
so
created.
It's the hot button issue right now, right? So if you're like us and you question some of the misinformation that happens on social media, TikTok kind of just falls right in line with like the brain drain. Like, hey, we're going to keep showing you more stuff you like. And when you're starting to retreat, we're going to pummel you with more stuff, that you like, or we think you'll like. And I mean, that's the business model, right? So I think there's like an inherent nature of complexity, just adding another tool to the tool belt of social media where people are going to stay invested. Now, if it can be used as like a content creator education platform, that's interesting. Now, I think why people are so anti it is for a couple of reasons. It seems to be popular amongst teens and teen social media use. We've seen, bullying and depression and teen suicide. Like, there are some bad things that happen as a result of it. And then I think, the second and the major one where, it forced Trump to, threaten to ban it and then ending up forcing a sale was the fact that apparently the Chinese were stealing all of our data.
Yeah.
And that's an issue.
Yeah, if anybody's going to steal our data, it's going to be our own government. God damn it.
I mean, for sure. Like America first.
Yeah.
No. Chinese, you don't get to steal your data.
Yeah.
We're going to reauthorize the Patriot Act and we're just going to spy on everyone through TikTok and their phones.
Yeah, we want to do that, motherfuckers. That's our government. They're the ones that invade our privacy. And if anyone tries to, or not, well, not now, but Edward Snowden, when he came out as a whistleblower.
Yeah.
By the way, whistleblower that's kind of a bitch name.
I know.
For what you're doing.
I know.
You could tell this
Truth
is like.
Truth speaker.
Yeah, like to say whistleblower, that just sounds like that's bad. Yeah.
Whistle. Yeah, it's not a great name, but Edward Snowden, clearly wanted to alert the public of some nefarious things that are that the NSA, the CIA were all doing.
Yeah, the NSA was. Yeah, they were all in our shit, pinging our stuff, like getting our patterns and our habits.
And this is the one thing where, I try my best to be able to have a rational conversation, no matter if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, whatever, wherever you fall on the spectrum. I feel like I can have a rational conversation. You may not walk away agreeing with me, and maybe I didn't change your mind, but at least we've had a rational conversation.
Yeah,
it's tough to do. And so the one thing that's very interesting is that there isn't really like consensus around privacy.
What do you mean consensus?
Like everyone on the same side, everyone on different sides, people should agree that like government being able to spy on our phones or look at any American search history or go through their emails is wrong.
All right. So I agree with that, but for the sake of making it a better show,
let's do it.
I'm going to say, why, if I ain't doing anything wrong, why should I care if they're looking at me? If you ain't doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. What do we say to that?
Well, all right. So then what happens when that data is hacked and leaked and everyone knows that you have a foot fetish, for instance, or you're searching, you were watching a World War II documentary and you wanted to start learning about the weapons of World War II. And that led you to research the modernization of weapons. And suddenly you're looking at weapons online.
Okay.
Is there anything wrong with that?
That sounds like a good Saturday to me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have weapons, but that's.
I don't have any weapons either, but that's probably how I would do it. Shit, I think we just laid out our plan to get guns. This is great.
You're like, yeah, man, you go out.
I talk about. Never mind, government, bring it on, dude. Hack my phone's open. So the irony. I think it's interesting that certain people are like. Here, let me frame it better.
Yeah.
It relates to arguments around vaccines and Bill Gates wanting to inject a microchip, through vaccines.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like,
and they're like, yeah, the government's going to track us this way. Hey, dummy! Like, do you have a smartphone?
They're already tracking you through the
Guess
smartphone.
what? They're tracking.
That's
you
literally Edward Snowden explained that on Joe Rogan. He was like, they got you. Like,
and so let's start having. So that's where we're at, right? Is like people think the government is only going to start tracking us once microchips get injected through a vaccine.
I guess the bad, deeper part that isn't more so like, oh, the government's going to take us over, is that like that we can be manipulated through that information.
Yes. To
buy things, to like,
yes.
If somebody gets that, whatever the information that they've collected from you, and it's, from another reselling it. Now they're sending you like, fear porn that's not true, but you believe it because it hits you emotionally.
Right.
I think that's where the true like fuck up is,
absolutely.
I think, I don't know if any world news collates can.
Yeah. Let's get some tech security experts to send us an email.
Cause I feel like that's where, the manipulation.
Yeah.
So for anybody saying, why do I care? They could literally manipulate you. Cause like what you take in, that shit, I don't give a fuck. That's why I say you're the average of the 5 people that you're with, whatever. It's the same thing with the information you take in.
So this goes back to the what they kind of lay out in the social dilemma, is that at there's like a profound what I thought was a profound quote from it, and it's there's only 2 industries where they call their customers users, and that's illegal drugs and software.
That's crazy.
And that one kind of hit like a gut punch.
Yeah.
Now I staved off that gut punch. And I'm still standing. I'm bobbing and weaving. I'm not gonna let a documentary take me out, is what I'm saying.
Why did that affect you so much?
So because I think it's interesting, because if I'm sure there are other industries where they call their customers users, but it's so interesting to draw the corollary between illegal drugs and software, because of and it hit so hard because of the way that people use social media. So like,
it's like a drug. Yeah.
It's like a drug, right? Yeah. I'm going to post a thing and I want to see how many likes I get. And I mean, I fall prey to it. Like, it happens. Right. Yeah. And so what's so, and why it was, why it hit so hard, is that us are the ones that have to make the change. So an addict has to hit rock bottom, in order to find their way back. And if that's true with software and social media,
we're going to hit a rock bottom.
And what does that rock bottom look like? So
interesting.
So the way that these algorithms work, they want to feed you content that hits like a drug. Like, ooh, I want to like that, or I want to write a comment, or someone posted something political and I just, I want to troll them, or I don't like them and I want to, maybe I don't like it, but the person's like posting it because they want you to like it, and it's like,
yeah.
So at the end of the day, this documentary is basically like there are solutions to prevent some sort of rock bottom, but it rests in the hands of us.
Yeah, these guys, I haven't watched it, but I mean, I guess already said something that they said about the manipulation stuff, but like it seems like they just did a Jose Canseco. Right?
Say more.
Right? They Jose Canseco was a baseball player that got caught doing steroids, and then when he got caught, he fucking snitched on everyone, right? And it seems like they are doing the same thing. They're the Jose Cansecos of the tech world because they got boosted out of their deals, and now they're hating on the thing that made them millions of dollars. So let's all remember that. That's the thing about documentaries is you got to be, and I'm not saying that I think it sounds like what they're saying, it's true, whatever, but
sure.
Just remember that the documentary is like self-funded, and it can.
You know what's interesting? That Netflix Epstein documentary, I think, was funded. There was funding from someone connected to the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, you can tell by Rachel was watching it, and I had put Rachel onto this whole Epstein thing a couple years ago because I was listening to Tim Dillon.
It was on your Christmas card.
Yeah, it was. I forgot about
funniest Christmas card of all time.
So by the time the doc came out, you can tell that they were trying to like make it seem like Jeffrey Epstein juxed for people that are not urban. Jux means like con. He conned Leslie Wexner out of his like home and made it seem like he was the victim on this whole thing.
Right.
It tries to put all the blame on Jeffrey Epstein
Right.
so, to make him like the patsy is what it feels like.
Interesting.
You can see like they're cutting out important pieces of information.
Like there's no way that Epstein gets an island and decks it out like that without someone else like being head of it. Like I don't think he and Bill Clinton were in cahoots like building this network of people.
No.
But I think Bill Clinton was one of the people in the network who was going to visit. I mean,
yeah, was it
that's confirmed
16 times or something like that?
I think it was like 26 times.
And a few times without security.
Right.
Because the president always has security on them. Why?
Come on.
I
mean, Bill Clinton, whether you like his politics or not, I mean, he moved the country in a positive way in his office. And like, yeah.
I don't know about that, man. Positive. I mean, he deregulated the shit out of the banks. You could say in big parts of blame for the 2008 collapse.
Really?
100%. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take you at face value. on that one.
So yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think every president since HW is a war criminal too. Like there's a lot of that going on. Like,
so are there any good presidents? I'm not a historian. I think you don't have to raise your hand. It's just us.
I think Jimmy Carter was probably the best president, even though historically, I guess he's the worst because I think he's like still building houses.
Yeah, he's like 94.
Yeah, he was too good of a person.
Someone needs to get him a glass of lemonade and like a rocking chair.
He was too good of a person to be a president.
Yeah, maybe so. And that's why he probably got nothing done.
Yes, that's why.
I don't know. All I know about Jimmy Carter is he was a peanut farmer.
Yep.
And I like peanuts and I like most of the byproducts of peanuts. Yeah. And so I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm down
I think we need a peanut farmer in office right now.
Who's peanut farmer sounds like a racial, like a derogatory term for a race.
Oh, wow.
Like a peanut farmer.
Wow.
So I don't know which race would be that, but because everybody, peanuts are worldwide.
Slide in the DMs and let us know the race of what would be a peanut farmer.
Yeah, let us message us in the World Local News account which race you think would be mostly like if someone's like, what's a peanut farmer? Oh, that's a Dominican. I say Dominicans.
You're being self-deprecating. You're being self-deprecating. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm voting for a peanut farmer immediately. Now, I think the people that would vote for a peanut farmer, I think this is a good segue into our first story.
Yeah.
I think the people that would vote for a peanut farmer would also vote for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah, I can feel
we
that.
have a world local news Sunday exclusive. This news just dropped today, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has announced that he is supporting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the 2020 presidential election. This is breaking news.
Yeah, so I just gave a thumbs up. It wasn't that he endorsed Biden. It's the fact that he endorsed a presidential candidate, because something that I've noticed is that what people in Hollywood really, or certain people, they wouldn't tell you who they voted for.
Yeah.
And now it seems like, especially in the podcasting community,
Yeah.
more people are telling you who they're voting for.
Interesting. I feel like most celebrities are very quick to get behind a cause.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to do that.
And it's trending. And
you make a video, you set it to a Sarah McLachlan song, Arms of an Angel. Yep. They did Imagine for some reason during coronavirus, I think.
Ghislaine Maxwell, she did it was a climate change program about the polar ice caps.
And I think she said it to All By Myself, the song All By Myself. Because she's in isolation.
Yeah.
But somehow she got security, she got HD camera equipment in there.
Yeah. How do you run that pedophile ring and then also run the climate change campaign? I mean
you got to be a multitasker.
Yeah.
All right, so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson comes out, back in 2000 when I think he was still, he was wrestling probably, right towards the peak of his wrestling fame. He came out and spoke at the Republican National Convention.
Really?
And then a couple weeks later, he was at the Democratic National Convention doing something, and he was all about just like getting people out to vote. And then, but he's always been, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then I guess he voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012. 2016, I guess he didn't vote. Typically a guy that's, silent, kind of behind the scenes. He's going to support the major things. He's going to come and eat a big, have you ever seen his cheat meals?
It's like a crazy sushi platter across the table or something like that, right?
The man eats like a restaurant size portion of sushi. I mean, it looks like 1,500 pieces of sushi, and then like a chocolate chip cookie like the size of my ass. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So, I'm gonna look up his Instagram following right now, but I mean,
he's at like 100 something million or something like that.
100 million, Dwayne. Oh my goodness. All right. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has 199 million followers on Instagram. That is 2/3 of the U.S. population. I mean, obviously he's an international superstar, but that's 2/3 of the U.S. population who listens to him.
That's an extraordinarily high number. I think Gary Vee has like 2 million or something, or 10 million, or you know what I'm saying?
I think I have some unpopular opinions about Gary Vee.
Let's hear your thoughts on Gary Vee.
Okay. No doubt that he has had some success, right?
Yeah.
No, there's undeniable.
Yeah.
But like everyone who has success, it doesn't mean you're like automatically qualified to just like go out and motivate people. And like, I think if you're someone who follows Gary Vee and he motivates you, awesome. Like he basically just tells people, fuck you, get off your ass.
Do the work.
Guess what? You want to pay me, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to motivate you, I'll do it. I'll tell you the same exact, someone could do the same exact shit that Gary Vee did and they would be like, hey, you're just an asshole. So like, why does just having success make you like, give you carte blanche to say fuck you to people? And that's your motivated. Fuck you, get off your ass. And then he goes, fuck you, get off your ass. You know what, Gary Vee? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I don't need your bullshit motivation. Fuck you.
Oh gosh, I have a couple
unpopular
friends.
opinion.
Yeah, it is. I could see where the hate would come from, but he's not wrong on anything he says, and he's made some good calls on like
he's
YouTube.
He's not wrong.
Yeah,
he's not wrong. But to make a career off of things that are, I guess, in my head, common thoughts.
Yeah.
Or common knowledge.
At least he puts it out for free. I wonder if he charges these corporations for like keynote speaking or some shit like that. He must.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, because Gary Vee, but I just feel like that a lot of that hate and energy can go towards people who are actually full of shit, which there's a lot of that on Instagram. That's why I like Gary Vee.
You're not getting Gary Vee in the door for less than $75,000.
Really?
And I'm sure.
Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Oh wow, $75,000.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I've always said this: medium-sized white dudes get shit done. I don't go fuck what anybody says.
Then what's my excuse? Gosh,
bro, you get shit done.
Yeah, I get some things done. All right, so we got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming out publicly to endorse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, he's putting himself on the line.
He is,
because I would venture to guess a lot of his fans, like out of that 199 million, let's say 100 million are American. I bet 60 million or more lean right.
Yeah, he has probably a strong right wing following.
Right.
Just like him because they watch Fast and the Furious.
He's an action star, right? Like
he works out. He's
got gun. You know, in the movie he's playing with guns. He's ripped.
Yeah.
He gets the girl.
Alpha.
He's an alpha.
Yeah.
And he's you know, whether you like his movies or not, whether you like him or not, he's an amazing story of the American dream.
Yeah.
Or the quote unquote American dream.
He's American as fuck.
I mean, his grandfather was a professional wrestler. His dad was a professional wrestler. He tried to make it in the NFL. You know, the whole story. He's got $7 in his pocket. He becomes a wrestler. Blah blah blah. The rest is history.
Yeah.
What was that? He was the Get Shorty sequel. Did you ever see that?
No.
Where he has like a fro.
No, I did not see that.
Oh man, The Rock with a fro. And now he's got 199 million followers on Instagram.
That can swing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could swing a lot. I don't know. Maybe have a lot of people go vote or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so he's putting himself on the line. If the majority of his fans are conservative. And he's coming out and supporting Biden and Kamala Harris in this climate. Look at that fro. I mean,
wow.
That's real hair.
Wow.
As far as I know, that's
a great
real
fro.
hair.
You know, it'd be cool if they had made a movie and The Rock's in it, and then the actor that's voting that supports Trump that's at the same level as The Rock. And have them be like adversaries in the new
Stone Cold Steve Austin or something.
Yeah.
Or
yes.
If he was still in his wrestling days, then yeah. Well, who would be? Or it was like Captain. Well, he's going to play a superhero.
Stone Cold said Black Lives Matter. He was like,
wow.
Hard. He was like, Black Lives Matter. If you don't think so, you're fucking stupid. Like some shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's why I hesitated when he said Stone Cold. I was like, oh no, he threw it out there hard.
It would be like. Who would it be? It would be wasn't remember Jesse the Body Ventura?
Yeah, he's a governor or was a no. He was a governor. Now he's like
I don't know what his deal is. I think he
goes to the Joe Rogan.
They did
podcast.
a lot of drugs and drank a lot in those days. I don't know if he's all there. So it's interesting, man. Puts a little bit of his career on the line endorsing Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, The Rock's got a big voice. People seem to listen to him. People get motivated from him. I think like we talked about last week, no matter who you're voting for, that's not our business, but get out and vote. Exercise the vote. This is what makes America. The Rock using his platform, that he's built, that's American, man. Yeah. And I think, and I respect the hell out of him for going out on a limb, whether you agree or not, he had a conversation, this is the privilege of that platform. He was able to have a conversation and get to know what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are about. You know, I'm sure he asked them about policies that were important to him. Like, I would imagine that the Second Amendment is important to The Rock.
Yeah.
And like, hey, what are your plans for that? Because in the news, I've been hearing X, but I want to hear it directly from you guys.
So he interviewed them like on a show?
I don't know. You know, again, this is breaking news.
Oh yeah.
So
This is we're telling you as we get the information.
So I know that there was it was like a virtual thing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a virtual thing. Hopefully they release it. But if not, you know, is it just going to be like a 2-day news cycle thing? Hey, The Rock came out and did this, and we never hear from him again, or is he really invested in this?
Yeah. So last week we talked about going out to go vote, and we had said we feel like with everything the way it was last week, Trump is probably going to win. I'd be surprised if Trump loses, which is why we were saying, Democrats, get your ass out there and vote. I think we made the analogy of the drunk guy at the bar talking shit, but you get knocked out. That was the first election.
Yeah.
Now you back up before the cops get here.
Sober.
Yeah.
You've been sober a couple years.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you read the book The Game or whatever.
Yeah. So now we have some new information, right? The Rock now endorses Biden. I think that helps Biden get more votes, a lot more votes with that influence. But even with that new information, I still would be surprised if Trump loses. Does that make sense?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which is just to say, go out and vote. If you don't like Trump, go out and fucking vote.
If you're influenced by people who, you know, live and breathe politics for a living and know this stuff better than The Rock, you know, whatever. But if The Rock is what moves you, you know, if The Rock can motivate you to go to the gym and do something that's hard.
Yeah.
If he can't motivate you to go vote, which is pretty easy, and hopefully they continue, hopefully someone steps up and tries to make it easier to go do, you know, while we're in this global health pandemic. But like, that's awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Encourage people.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
So now this is a question I have for you. Do you think, like, who's the celebrity that you want to hear from, or that you would be like, oh yeah, like so-and-so said this, I'm in?
None.
Good for you.
Zero celebrities. Comedians they're not really celebrities to me. They're like,
they're people.
Yeah, they think so. Like, I listen to like certain comedians on their thought process. Even if I don't agree, there's still a lot of things I do agree with them. But a celebrity being like, nah, no. I think as it leads up to the election, we should do like an episode. Let us know what you think about this idea. If leading up to the election, we did one episode where we look at Trump's website and his proposed policies that he's running on. His platform for 2020. Go through the websites?
Yeah, and then we go through Joe Biden's and we cut through a lot of the noise. Like, you know, everyone right now on the right is calling Democrats socialists and Marxists, and all of your policies are this and that and this. But chances are they're just regurgitating something that they've seen somewhere else or something that they've heard somewhere else, right? And everyone on the left is, you know, if you're a Republican, people on the left, you're a fascist, you're a racist, you're this, you're that. So hopefully, you know, so I think we should do an episode where we just cut through that. Like, let's see what they're projecting, and then
I say we do that next episode.
Great.
Yeah. And
so then you can see what they're talking, what's important to them on their website. And then you can see, hey, does this match up does this match up with what they're saying publicly, right? Like, hey, this is the proposal, or this is the plan on your website. Here's how you talked about it. Like, where there maybe there's a disconnect, maybe there's not, but we'll cut through that. And it'll be good because we've got a debate coming up. Yeah. We've got our first debate coming up. What's today? Today is Sunday the 27th. So on Tuesday night.
Oh shit! Is that the first Biden-Trump debate?
Oh yeah, they're gonna lock horns.
Wow.
The men in the arena.
Wow. That's gonna be man.
The man of orange against the man who left his keys.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope Biden drinks some coffee or something, man. He needs.
So I think Trump's calling for a drug test. I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. He said he was like, he came out and was like, I want Joe Biden. He said this in a this is how bananas our country is right now. Donald Trump in one of his rallies last week said Joe Biden got shot in the ass with something. He was like, he must have gotten shot in the ass. He's like, he got a shot in the ass.
Why? Because he got better. Like he got
because like sometimes he comes alive and sometimes he's in vegetable mode.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But to the same, maybe not to the same degree, but so is Trump. I mean, that dude slurs his words.
No, he doesn't slur to me. They're different. Trump just seems like he's full of shit. Biden seems like something's up. Either way, they're both bad of the opposite sides of the same bad coin. Like Trump just speaks super vague. It's very like just you could tell he's on the fly, and Biden he forgets shit. It's
It's interesting you say that because I think though that's like the social media porn that people love. People love like, I think there's a certain number of people who like, no matter what Trump did, we're never going to like anything he did, good or bad.
Oh yeah. After the election, I was like, man, I hope he does really well. And someone was like, he won't. I'm like, I know, but wouldn't you want him?
Right.
Theoretically, you should want every president to you should want every president to be better than the last.
So I'm a pragmatist and I was like, yeah, I really hope he does, but like, listen to him.
No, yeah.
I was like, I was like, hey, I'll leave room. Like, just the way I am as a person, like I'm going to leave room for people to make a mistake. Now with the president of the United States, like in the types of like, you just got to have, for my taste, I'd like a better filter. You know what I mean?
For the
Yeah. For the president. So I never thought that he was gonna, I thought, the phrase, when people tell you who they are or show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
I already knew where the ship was going.
Yeah.
I already knew where the ship was going. I don't know why. I don't know where I was going with that. But it will be
debate on Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. And who knows if those things even shift people's. So I think the most important thing is like, no matter what, don't rest your laurels on the polls. Like if Biden's ahead, don't get comfortable. If Trump starts to cut into the lead or he takes the lead somewhere, like don't believe that either. Go out and vote.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people see polls and they're like, oh, well, guess I can sit this one out. He's up big.
I bet a good amount of people do that. Like
people should probably understand how polls work.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how polls work, a university or an organization.
I don't know how polls work. So I'm learning right now too.
Great.
This is great.
So they will take a sample size of voters.
Yeah.
And they will call and ask them questions like the questions about the candidates or questions about certain issues. And they will use that small sample size to project, a national race or.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like, hey, we called, 20,000 registered voters, who are likely to vote Republican and ask them, are you in favor of Donald Trump's handling of coronavirus? 36% said no.
Yeah.
Whatever. 64% said yes. So that's how polls work. So they take a small sample size and,
I thought you were going to explain something else like the
North Pole?
No, like the Polar Express. No, like I thought you were going to explain like when to get the votes, this is the process. I didn't know you were talking about like
you meant actually going to the polls.
Yes, my bad. I was like, oh, he's about to.
No, I mean when you go to the polls and vote, you fill in the little dot.
Yeah.
And make sure you get in the lines. Don't go outside the lines.
Yeah, I heard that's bad.
Don't go outside the lines. And I don't know. if I panic more than when I'm filling out those bubbles.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy who has to like, what happens if you're the guy or gal or, person? If you're the person, if you're the voter,
a girl would never make that mistake. Only a man would.
Yeah, only a man would. But I mean, talk about election, security and fraud. If you color outside the lines, like, does an alarm go off in the voting center?
Do they count your vote? They don't count it, right? Or some shit.
Can you get a new one?
That's some bullshit. That's bullshit.
So, yeah, man, that's terrifying. It's some bullshit.
Yeah,
because I'm not a talented artist whatsoever. So if I go just even a little bit outside the bubble, that's.
I have a problem where I'll fill it in and then I go, maybe it needs a couple more, and then eventually I keep going back in, and then I fuck up like the fourth time. That's when I didn't have to do that.
Sometimes I like to draw a line. I like to cut the circle in half, and then I quarter it, and then so I give myself little portions. I try and make a game with it. I like the act of voting. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
It's been very pleasant every time I've gone. It's been like at night, right before they close, kind of empty.
Yeah, you get a sticker.
Yeah,
I think.
I
is there anything? Oh, because you're too late in the day.
Yeah, I'm like,
you got to hit that early AM voting.
I don't know if I care to wear the sticker. I'm good.
It's a virtue signal.
Is it?
Yeah. I think it's a is that our virtue signal of the week? Virtue signal of the week.
Guys, welcome to the virtue signal of the week. Fuck yeah, virtue signal.
Oh man, our virtue signal of the week is sponsored by Goya Beans. Goya Beans. Yeah, I think I respect that more now. Fuck that sticker. It's a virtue signal.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I just didn't sit right with me. I was like, I don't need that sticker.
We solved that. Yeah. We're like Sherlock and Watson,
bro.
Man.
We're
Sherlock and Sherlock.
We're killing it. What's the next story? What we got?
All right, next story we got. So we could either do. I'm gonna do dealer's choice here.
Ooh.
We could either do another breaking news story.
Let's go breaking news. The time is of the essence. Let's just hit that one.
All right. So let's rewind ourselves back to the 2016 presidential campaign, and everyone was up in arms over Donald Trump being the first president not to disclose their taxes.
Shit, that's right.
Well, we've got another breaking news story here at World Local News, but the New York Times has, they have the returns. They've done some reporting.
All right, Greg. You know me, man. I'm thinking, why do I give a fuck about Donald Trump's tax returns? What can we find there that's gonna be, of any importance? So,
I think just off the bat, a quick, Donald Trump loves to talk about his wealth.
Oh yeah,
I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, we're going to, with tax returns, we're going to have some information about his net worth.
Oof.
And we're going to know, does he pay taxes? Does he not pay taxes? Is there like a weird shell game going on? Does he funnel money?
If through these, what do you think? Perspective here, your perspective. If through these tax returns being exposed, we find out that he's not a billionaire.
Yep.
Not technically, not actually, and he's not even close.
Yeah.
Does he lose? Do you think he loses some of the oomph to his following? Like they'll be like, "Oh, he was full of shit," or
no,
the train's going.
I think the train's. You ever see the movie Snowpiercer?
No, but I.
It's just a self-perpetuating train that it drives around during the apocalypse. Like all of humanity lives on this giant train.
Oh wow!
So I think we're already on the snow. I think his followers are already on the Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters. And honestly, for me personally, if it came out and they were like, well, actually, he's only worth $500,000 instead of whatever he claimed, I'd be like, wow. I don't have a $500,000. I mean, yeah, he lied about that one, but that sure is a lot of money.
That honestly, if the number was 500,000, I would probably.
Did I say 500,000?
Yeah, if
I meant 500 million, but 500,000 is hilarious. No, I would shit all over him if it was 500,000.
I would kind of like him a little bit if this whole time he just had like 500 grand in like a money market account.
It's just a Roth IRA.
Just like a regular ass account.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny, dude. That's so funny. Oh man, he's worth like 50 grand and he's got like a stack of like 100,000 scratch offs. Yeah. Scratch off lottery tickets. Oh man. Oh wow. And I think one of the things that Democrats have been harping on for since he declined to release his returns was that there might be international interference. Like are you currying favor? Which has to be a racist term, currying favor. That sounds racist.
It does.
That's okay. We'll deal with that another episode. But currying favor with different countries around the world that might end up benefiting the Trump organization. I mean, the fact that the New York Times has published this, I haven't read the article yet.
Okay.
But what I like to do, and I would encourage the listeners out there to do, is when some big story like this happens, it doesn't take long, but go, what do you use to search for your news? Like would you go to a Google search? Would you go directly to
Google search?
Right.
Yeah.
So I typed in Trump's taxes, typed it into Google, and select the news tab. And what I like to do is I like to read the headlines of the first 2 pages, just to get a feel for what all the different outlets are doing. Like I know a certain number of outlets are going to be pushed to the top. Like if it's the New York Times article, they're going to get pushed to the top, right?
Just the fact that you go in 2 pages deep, I think already raises the credibility of our news channel way above a lot of the mainstream ones.
I mean, I feel like people don't get past like the first 3 articles that just show up in the screen, and that's okay.
Yeah,
and that's okay. That's why we're here.
Yeah, and I don't want to take any credit for that because that's a you thing. I was like, damn, when you first told me that before we started this project, I was like, oh, this guy, he does his shit. I like that.
So as we breeze through the headlines, I'm going to skip the New York Times one. So we got New York Times publishes Donald Trump's tax returns in election bombshell by The Guardian. New York Magazine, the key takeaways from the Times' Trump tax return investigation. TMZ, Trump's tax returns surface. Reports of massive losses.
Oh, wow. TMZ is actually pretty fucking accurate too.
Yeah. Then we got New York Daily News. Trump tax records show he paid $750 in 2016 per bombshell report. Appeals court out of patience with fight over Trump's taxes. Moving to the second page. Trump lawyers, prosecutors argue in court over president's taxes. So now we're moving in away from breaking news because this is breaking news. So it hasn't even populated 2 pages of results.
2 pages, wow.
But this is a big one. So where should we start? Should we go straight to the source? Should we go straight to New York Times?
I would go to the source, and what I'm thinking is they're saying that it's bad if he paid $750 in taxes.
I mean, I don't even know what that means.
That sounds like it's some weird rich person loophole that he only pays that amount. Now, is that illegal?
Guess what? Oh no, I thought the New York Times had crashed for a second, but we're all good. Go ahead.
We can only hope. Yeah, like if he pays a super low income tax amount, is it illegal? Or I know why it's legal because rich people look out for themselves type shit. But like what I'm wanting to know is through the tax returns, has he done anything illegal? Something that's going to make hard copy that's like, wow, this guy's a complete piece of shit. And isolating this right here.
Yeah. And I think, the answer is I don't know, but my guess, my hunch is that he probably didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah.
But there would be lawyers who would argue over like the ethics of it. So like if there are loopholes, that the government has created for businesses and corporations, like it's hard to fault the company or the organization for taking advantage of those loopholes.
Yeah.
Right. And so
those loopholes are created by the elite class for the elite class. Like they are the ones that are lobbying to make those rules and have the resources. That's really where the problem is. You know,
the transparency of that.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason I asked for like hard, like if he's illegal is because then, you know, something will happen. Or is this just potentially, and I don't know, we're just thinking here, is this just a story to have something to add on, you know, as we get closer to election? Hey, remember the tax returns, guys? Remember this? Like, is this an actual story? You know, like if it says, oh shit, he gave $2 million to a Russian intelligence thing, now we're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
so I don't think you know, if you're rooting for, if you're, you know, on the side of the fence that would be rooting for that, I think you're going to be disappointed.
Okay.
I think you're going to be disappointed. Through like a quick skim, it didn't sound like he directly had any, you know, weird foreign ties. It looks like there could be some issue around like an audit, around the legitimacy of a huge tax refund that he claimed and received, because he declared a bunch of huge losses. And if it gets found, that was like illegal, or I don't even know if the term would be illegal. It was just like whatever it is where you have to pay a penalty for something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that, I don't know. I guess it's probably illegal. It's probably a non-criminal offense.
Well, let's follow up on this story next week, because I think by then we'll know. Cause what I like to do with some of this news stuff is I wait till a little bit after the breaking to see what the other alternative news sources say, to see how they frame it. Cause they both frame it, you know, whatever.
And I think it's really hard to do in the early stages where a story breaks, because if you pay attention right away, which, like, you know, media companies and social media, like they want your attention now, right?
Yeah.
So like if you start listening right away to that, I mean, you're going to be biased. Yeah, we're riffing here, guys. We're getting text messages.
Right where we left off.
All right, we're right where we left off. Guys, we're back. Yep. We just learned that we, at minimum, we doubled our live audience on YouTube and Twitch. We know that at least 2 people were watching.
Yeah, so
we know that.
100% growth. We've innovated. The overlay, you see the logo up there. Dude, guys, we're doing it.
Come on. Now here's because we are such great experts at attention to detail. I need everyone listening, everyone watching right now, take a picture of us, share it on your Instagram story. Who cares about the social dilemma when you're supporting your friends? There's no dilemma supporting your friends. So tag us, World Local News. I'm at G Perlman on Instagram. He's at Freddy Valoy on Instagram. We're growing each episode.
Let us know what you think. I feel like
we are resilient.
Yeah, with this episode was, you know, I think we improved from the first from a flow standpoint, content. Let us know if you think we should go deeper. You know, like we said, 80%. We're gonna do 80% of the work. You do 20%. So that tax return thing, we're gonna update you next week on that.
Yeah, we're gonna update because, you know, before we got cut off, Google hasn't even populated 2 pages of results yet for the headlines.
Yeah. So this.
So you know. We can't. So here's what I'm gonna do.
It's okay to wait till you get a bunch of information before you have an opinion on some of these news stories that are coming out.
And it's okay to change your opinion.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do in between. Number one, I always start out with the source material. So I'm gonna read the New York Times article.
Okay.
Because that's
the source. You got it.
Source.
Yeah, you have to.
And then I am gonna wait for you know, some more headlines to populate. I like to read things that you know, most most things are like opinion pieces.
Yeah.
So I try and find authors who have a balanced opinion. There are, despite what, people would have you believe, there are still a lot of talented journalists out there.
They're very far and few in between, but they're
out there.
That fact is what spawns, sources like this that are really trying to do their best to give you the news that, and the right way, I guess, with honesty and to say, trying to look and see, all right, this might be some sensational shit. You don't need to develop cortisol in your body for this story. Not every story deserves a reaction.
Exactly. And
it's like a self-care podcast in a way.
Absolutely. Because let's hope that we can get to a place where it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat's idea, a Republican's idea, an independent's idea. We judge based on the quality of the idea.
Yeah, guys, remember, I think we said this last episode, the politicians right now is the WWE. And the real world people, us, we're fighting amongst each other. We're disowning friends. We're disowning family members over politics, when in reality, Republicans and Democrats are the same fucking thing. Elite billionaires and intelligence agencies run the world. This is a fucking distraction. Don't
succumb to it
over this
because eventually we're going to be if you've ever seen the movie Demolition Man with the great actors Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, like eventually we're going to be in a dystopian world where there's only one restaurant in the world and it's Taco Bell, but all of the Taco Bells look like futuristic upscale dining places.
I'm okay with that. If there was just Taco Bell, I'm cool with that.
But like only Taco Bell for the rest of your life.
I'm cool with that. That's fine.
What would be your breakfast and what would be your dinner?
I'd have to mix it up because if you're gonna go eat that for every meal, it has to be healthy. So my go-to at Taco Bell, the chalupas, that like fried dough thing, but you can't have that all the time. So as long as I'm in my macros, I'll probably do a lot of the chicken and lettuce and cheese mixes and stuff like that.
I feel like if like the upscale Taco Bell would be like organic ingredients, and then like for regular people it'd be like whatever Taco Bell is now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
It'd be
sorry, I zoned out a bit because I was thinking about in Demolition Man, the rat burger that they had.
Yeah, Dennis Leary eats the rat burger.
That was seared into my head. I'll think about that 3 times a year probably. That whole thing.
Would you eat the rat burger?
Yes.
Where's Sylvester Stallone at? Come out, and The Rock's out here putting his career on the line. It was Sylvester Stallone's just at Sly. You're just at home painting. Take a stand.
All right, here we go. What if this is not true?
I see where you're going. Come on, lay it on us. Lay it on us.
The Rock supports Biden. Let's just say, we don't know this, but Sylvester Stallone is the Trump guy. They're in a movie, and it's very political based, but with action in it.
So I'm completely on board for this. I'm completely on board for this movie. Now, in real life, Sylvester Stallone is, I think, 5'6",
something like that. Yeah, a lot of.
He's very short.
Yeah,
definitely on the juice.
Yeah,
at one point in his life, he's had every kind of steroid pumped through his body, and he's on like the cutting edge stuff now.
Yeah,
like that. We don't have access to. You don't have access to. But like he's shredded.
Yeah, he looks great.
He's shredded.
He looks great.
So The Rock has him by like a good solid foot.
Yeah, but he's got the whole Italian thing that they could probably play up in the movie.
He just like pretends it's his kid and like beats him with his belt.
Yeah, he like eats a cannoli and gets like fucking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He pulls like a Ray Liotta in Goodfellas and walks across the street and like hits him with the handgun. He gives it to the wife to get rid of it. Karen. You ever see Goodfellas?
Yeah. So it's one of my favorites.
All right,
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah,
Goodfellas or Bronx
When
Tale?
you paint a picture, I go into the scene. And I'm in there.
100%. That's why I wanted you to say what you were wearing earlier when you were getting shit done with the green shirt. I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. With Fleetwood Mac. Dude,
yeah,
we're just coming
Mac.
all the way back
coming
around,
full
guys.
circle.
Yeah,
This is World Local News. We're gonna take you on a journey, but we're always gonna bring you back to your destination.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. Let us know what you think. We're taking opinions in the first few episodes because we know we need to like adjust and shit. But once we get going, baby, we're pedal to the metal. So I'm very happy with this, man. I thought this was
I'm
good.
happy with this as always.
Good flow. We got some funnies in. We got some information in. We got some critical thinking type shit in. So
I think we set the stage nicely for Tuesday's debate. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's tell people where they can watch the debate.
while you look that up, I'm going to tell people to follow the World Local News YouTube channel. They will be on my channel probably for the next week or so until we sort out the other shit. But we're gonna eventually start live streaming to the World Local News.
We're getting
YouTube.
it figured out as we go.
This is it. We could have waited an extra 2 months and got it all figured out, but we just wanted to start because this is something that, Greg and I were talking about. We need to be consistent, and we want to launch. We want to get this shit done. So let us know what you guys think. Subscribe, rate, and review to the podcast. We love you guys so much. And remember, guys, transcend the bullshit, guys. Greg, any last words?
Yeah. As always, we want to give a shout out to Nick Baglio for producing our theme song, Taylor Cashton for the artwork, Between Two Clouds for
the video editing.
Yep.
Yeah. Between Clouds 2 Studios. If you need podcast editing, video editing, these guys, hit them up or.
And for anyone that wants to watch the debate on Tuesday, shoot us an Instagram, tag us in it that you're watching. Would love to hear what you have to think about it in the comments. This debate is hosted by Fox News' Chris Wallace. You might remember him from such things as saltine crackers and white bread. But you could also watch it on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, C-SPAN. You can stream it live on YouTube. Let us know what you think. We'll cover some of that next week. We'll talk about Trump's taxes.
Yeah.
World Local News. 80% news, 20% bullshit. Episode 2.
We out here, B. All right. That's a show.
Da, 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 da. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Singing Fleetwood Mac on an Instagram.